What are you waiting for? No, seriously, think about it. What are you saving for your perfect occasion? Maybe it's that outfit you have waiting in your closet, that sketchbook you don't want to mess up, or that candle you still haven't lit yet. Or maybe you're thinking bigger. Are you sitting on a business idea, waiting to write that book or script? Or take that trip you really want to take, but, only when you have more money? This version of yourself that you'll become when you're ready. I'm sure that this is a common thing many of us have or continue to do to this day. Saving things and waiting till the right time. Telling yourself, one day I'll finally do this or that. One day I'll finally start living instead of just existing. But what if that one day never comes? What if you spend your whole life saving the good parts for a time that might never come? Well, last holiday attempts to answer that question as a beautiful wake-up call wrapped in a nice, sparkly seasonal bow. I had actually introduced this movie to a friend who has never seen this before, but I had to show her this certified holiday hood classic. We'll also go over some lessons that this movie has that honestly I think many people just need to be aware of, especially with what's going on today. Last Holiday takes place in Louisiana, where Miss Georgia Byrd lives, more specifically in New Orleans during the late 2000s. She's been working at a dead-end job at a retail chain store that's giving Sears in its heyday. She also has a crush on a coworker that clearly likes her too, but both of them are too adorably awkward to make the first move. Something happens while she's at work that warrants a doctor's visit, and she gets some news that literally changes her life. But I'm gonna stop here, because this is where the spoiler warning comes in. This movie is genuinely something I want to gush about, and I need us to be on the same page. Right now, I don't even think you entered the library yet. So hurry up, go watch the movie if you haven't already. Here's where you can pay to watch it, and if you're like Captain Hook, I'm sure you know where to go. And I'll see you back here when you're done. Enjoy the movie. Okay, I'm assuming that you've either A, already seen it and have been here the whole time, B, you've just watched it and now we're finally on the same page, or C, you don't care about spoilers and just want to hear me yap. Honestly, I don't care which one you are, I'm just glad you're still here. Anyways, let's get into it. When we first meet Madame Georgia, she's going through what we can assume is her solid weekly routine. Practicing in the choir for her church, being a wonderful motherly figure to her neighbor's son, love that energy by the way, working at Cragen's, and also getting playfully assaulted by her work wife. While at work doing a food demonstration for some customers, a little meet-cute with her work crush, Mr. Sean Williams, causes her to blast her head on that cabinet door, and that's the end of the movie. I'm kidding, obviously. That door is a hell of a safety hazard, by the way. But anyway, she ends up getting fireman carried, and just pay attention to what you're about to hear.
Attention, Craig shoppers. Stop in our health clinic on the second floor.
Imagine a department store with a health clinic inside. I have thoughts, some concerned, others intrigued. But anyway, she gets to the doctor's office and gets 2 CAT scans. Why 2? Well, I'm sure you can take a guess.
I think we should do a CAT scan.
What? That's a big ticket number, isn't it? I didn't think we did that kind of thing around here.
Well, we got a new machine. Used, but new to us.
Yeah.
Used, but new to us.
She finds out that she has Lampington's disease. It's not real, don't worry, which only gives her 3 to 4 weeks left to live. In her possibilities book, she had captured all of her future wishes, dreams, and plans. Things that she basically wanted to do at some point in her life, but was, of course, waiting for the perfect moment to do so. But in the midst of her grieving the rest of her life, while going through the book, she decides, you know what? Fuck it. we ball. I'm just gonna start doing everything that I said I wanted to do in my book since I'm about to die anyway. And that's exactly what she did, emptying out her 401k and any savings that she had.
You sure you want to liquidate the entire IRA? All of it?
Yep, and the bonds my mama left.
Well, I'm sure a disciplined woman such as yourself has a very useful purpose for this money.
A few seconds later.
I'm just gonna blow it.
She decides to book a trip to Kalovivari at the Grand Hotel Poop and lives out her assumed final days in bliss. In the scene where she orders everything off the specials menu, she catches the attention of the other characters in the movie. And I find that very interesting, because all she's doing is just being herself. Truly, not just the her that she thinks she should be. No, she's being herself, carefree and not concerned with how anyone else perceives her. And personally, I think that's beautiful. For the movie's antagonist, Matthew Cragen, I find it very interesting that because she was a former employee of his, she knows a lot about him and his business workings.
Consolation, he's gonna have a shitty fourth quarter.
Also, thanks to her shitty ex-boss.
Fourth quarter sales are in the toilet in this store and all the other stores too, for that matter.
So a lot of the things that she ends up either saying to him or that he hears through the grapevine about her drives him insane.
You at least find out what she's doing here?
Did I mention to you how she told me you were gonna have a shitty fourth quarter?
How can she possibly know about our fourth quarter? I barely know about our fourth quarter.
Not to mention that, again, her living authentically challenges his ego and his illusion of success, while every one of his orbiters start to gravitate towards her. In a significant moment during the movie, she decides to go gambling. She bets on the same number, an important number that means a lot to her, 3 times in a row, which, as we know, is absolutely unlikely. But for the movie magic's sake, she wins hundreds of thousands of dollars. And in the midst of this, she has this silent monologue / dialogue with God where she's questioning, why am I getting this extra money? Why am I getting this luck or abundance now when I'm allegedly about to die? Obviously, we find out that because the CAT scan machines were broken,
Used but new to us.
she's not dying. It was just the machine malfunction which caused a false diagnosis. She's perfectly fine and has been the entire time. But it's not like it really matters now because she's already transformed into her authentic self. And so by the time she goes back home, I wouldn't necessarily say that she's a completely different person, but definitely an evolved version of herself. There are many other little things that I could dive into that this movie does that really stood out to me, but I'll say that for another time. And obviously for people who want to hear me yet more in depth about this movie. But all in all, Last Holiday isn't just that kind of feel-good movie that makes you feel or think a little differently after watching it. Well, honestly, I kind of hope it does. If you really think about it, when you compare how Georgia lived before and after her news and get a little introspective, you might start to ask questions. And I hope you don't have an existential crisis, but I can't promise anything. See, in the movie, Georgia already had everything that she needed to live her life the way she wanted to. She had the money, obviously, to cash out everything she had and have a luxurious European vacation with all the bells and whistles. She had plenty of time. And she had the talent, considering she knew how to cook. And with her conversation with Chef DDA, we see she has a very sensitive palate. But she was waiting. For what? Who knows? I'm sure you know, though, because I definitely do. And here's the thing. A lot of us are doing it. Some knowingly and some unknowingly. Remember when I asked you in the beginning of this video, what are you waiting for? That's kind of the main theme in this movie. What are you waiting for to truly live your life the way you want? What fear is holding you back? Is it failure? Judgment? Wasting your time or anything? Is it something I haven't mentioned? Because of course, we're told to save, to be practical, the typical work a career for like 40 years, build yourself up, put that foundation together. And then you'll be able to retire and finally enjoy your life and the fruits of your labor. But why can't you live your life while you're living it? And also, worst case scenario, what if you never make it to retirement? Then what? Not to mention how where she is in the beginning versus the middle and end of the movie, she's living in New Orleans. That's her daily life. She works her job every day. She goes to church faithfully. She has her routine. She cooks as a hobby. And she's happily and proudly letting others enjoy the fruits of her labor. But she won't even eat her own food. She's existing. While Georgia in Europe, learning how to snowboard, base jumping, and so many other things, she's actually alive. She finally stopped holding back, saving her joy and memories that she was wanting to make for later. Being the version of herself that's acceptable to society versus the version of her that takes up space, that does what she wants when she wants because she can and she should. Not waiting to live her life authentically. And also, interestingly enough, as I said earlier, when she lives authentically, she silently influences others. The chef is intrigued by her palate and by extension her cooking skills. He wants to know more and cooks with her. They talk like old friends. The hotel staff that interacts with her, they become inspired by her and choose to start noticing the small, beautiful things that they're surrounded by.
Don't that ceiling ever just make you want to cry?
I've never known this man.
Marie, what are you doing?
Has that ceiling ever made you want to cry?
Even the rich people and the antagonist are intrigued by her and change for the better. Something that I also found interesting throughout the movie is that she has these conversations with God. And, at first she's devastated. She's questioning why God would allow this to happen to her, for her to basically be sentenced to death before she really had the time to enjoy it. She's been faithful. She hasn't done anything wrong. She's not like her sister.
Never slept around, even though my sister did. I never cussed my boss or nothing like that. Why haven't me, Lord? Why?
And she just doesn't understand. But when she starts to live how she's supposed to, then her God starts to, in a way, bless her in ways that at one point she takes as a sick joke, for lack of a better term. But then she just accepts it. And then, of course, after the information or the clarification that she is in fact not going to die, she fully understands and accepts what's going on. And to be completely honest, I see myself in Georgia more than I'd like to admit. But hey, as they say, the best way to fix a problem is to first acknowledge that there is one. I'm sure many can relate to this. You're working a job that just pays the bills, basically does the bare fucking minimum, or you're just barely scraping by, but it doesn't feed your soul. I have dreams that I have written down, things that I want to create and share with others, places that I want to go and explore and experience, a version of myself that I know I could become, but I'm saving her for later, for the usual reasons. Waiting for the right time, waiting for enough money, waiting for some sign, or waiting for permission, so I can actually start living the way that I should have just been doing all along. And rewatching last holiday made me really think, what the fuck am I waiting for? Who else is going to give me the permission that I am so desperately craving other than myself? Is this some kind of guarantee that exactly what I want is what I'm going to get? Or get that moment where I suddenly feel ready to actually live? Because let's be honest, who else is going to give me the permission that I'm craving except myself? Because we already know you're never going to fully, actually, truly be ready. There's never going to be that perfect time. And if I kept waiting for that day to come, I'll be waiting till I die. No, I don't have a terminal diagnosis, thank the universe. But I also don't have forever. And who does, honestly? I also hope we don't have forever and that never happens, because I am not trying to do any altered carbon shit. But that's another topic for another day. But every single day that I wake up, I'm going to start living like I'm supposed to, instead of just existing like I've been doing for the past 26 years of my life. Give or take some, because you can't really do too much within the first 10 to 20 years of your life, so take that for what you will. But lately, I've been making different choices. Small ones, of course, baby steps and all, but making those different choices, yeah, it's a little scary, but it feels good because I'm actually attempting to not only meet the goals and achieve the dreams that I have had hidden away for so long, but I'm actually living my life, enjoying the journey and not just hoping to get to that spot where I can finally start enjoying myself. Because honestly, yeah, I have been taught to not wait for some grave news to finally start living. Life is short. None of us are guaranteed tomorrow. So why are we saving our most precious moments, our lives, basically, for some hypothetical future that we are not promised? It's honestly crazy that Georgia had to think that she was dying to give herself permission to live. But we don't have to do the same thing. You know how they say the first best time to start something was yesterday and the second best time is now? Let's start doing this now. Stop being the acceptable version of yourself and be who you actually are. Now wait, hold on. Unless you are a piece of shit, don't be yourself. Keep that shit locked away and prep for a deep cleansing. But otherwise, be yourself and enjoy your life like you're supposed to while you're still alive. So once again, I ask you, what are you waiting for? What's in your possibilities book that you've been saving for someday? That creative project, that trip, or that conversation? That version of yourself you keep pushing off for another day until you're ready. Whatever it is, stop. Live like Georgia in Europe, not Georgia in New Orleans. The only difference between those two versions of her, and in the same way, those two versions of you, is just a simple choice. She chose to stop waiting and live. So what are you gonna choose? But whether you watch the movie, you only watch this video, or whether you just needed to hear this today, I hope you take something away from this. Your life is happening right now, not someday, not when you're ready, now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, but until next time, stay high, stay hydrated, stay out of trouble, please, and thank you. And happy holidays. I'll see y'all in the new year. Bye.